What's going on, everyone? My name is UnderTheRadar, and welcome to the WBE. This is going to be the Week 1 team builder, and we are going up against my buddies Sacred and the Chicago Bouffalants. Now, real quick, before I get into this, I do want to go ahead and I just want to talk for a couple seconds. I want to mention how this is what is amazing about the Draft League community and how this is what I love about it. While there's some toxic stuff that comes out of the community, like toxic fans and some toxic people, I never would have gotten a chance to talk to Sacred, and Sacred never would have gotten a chance to talk to me had it not been for the WBE. So in all seriousness, the Draft League community, it opens up so many like friendships and so many possibilities for working with people. And since I've had to play him, Sacred has been an amazing person to talk to. Absolutely beautiful souls. So let's talk about this matchup. If you did not watch my draft analysis, I strongly urge you guys to do so. The draft went really well for me. I got sniped a few times, not too much, but I'm still really happy with the way that my team turned out. My team is on the left-hand side, of course, and Sacred's is on the right. I'm not going to read them out, but I am going to note some very big threats to my team. The biggest one on his team is Miansha. Also, look at my freaking pimple, dude. Look like freaking Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer up in this bitch. I hate acne. So yeah, Miansha's a really big threat. Kiram is kind of a threat, but not so much. I do have a lot of really good checks to it. But depending on how I build this team, there's a lot of things that are problematic. Like Amoonguss, if I don't bring Darmanitan, I struggle to break Amoonguss outside of like Mesprit. So it's very difficult for me to break that Pokemon. Audino is kind of an issue, but not really, because it's very passive, and I have a lot of Pokemon that take advantage of passive Mons, so not that big of a deal. Tapu Fini is going to be extremely pressured this game, and when I say extremely pressured, I mean extremely pressured. Tapu Fini, it struggles to take hits from Darmanitan U-turning and then dropping in something like my Serperior, like my Mesprit, like my Pangoro wanting to drop a Gunk Shot on it, like even Xurkitree. So it struggles to do all that, but overall, I think that the 6 that he needs to bring are pretty obvious. He needs to bring Amoonguss. He needs to bring Kyurem. Kyurem is a really good check to Serperior. He needs to bring Tapu Fini, and he needs to bring Mienshao. The last two are kind of sort of up in the air. He could bring Mega Arrow. He could bring Rhyperior for rocks. He does need a rocker, and those are his only 2 rockers. He could bring Audino. He could bring Electros. It all depends on how he wants to do it. But I have crafted a team of 6 that hopefully will take on any team of 6 that he would like to bring. So this is how I want to win the game. I want to win the game with Sub-Dragon Dance Extreme Speed Zygarde. I have enough speed to outspeed Adamant Mega Aerodactyl at +1. I have enough attack investment to be able to guarantee 2-shot things like Tapu Fini if he's max HP after 1 Dragon Dance and Stealth Rocks. I have enough attack investment also to guarantee do 50% to Mienshao at +1. So the idea is everything else on this entire team can do minimum 50% to Mienshao. And I can always live 1 high jump kick from Choice Scarfed Reckless Mienshao with this set. So the goal is to Dragon Dance up in front of pretty much everything on his entire team that isn't named Kyurem. On Arcanine, as long as he's not running like Dragon Pulse or Hidden Power Ice, I can actually substitute up on it, and I can Dragon Dance up pretty freely. I can also tank Ice Fangs from Mega Aerodactyl pretty well. So this thing does a lot of damage to his entire team. I did originally consider bringing Sub-Dragon Dance Coil with Mono 1000 Arrows, but Mienshao is such a problem. I need to have some sort of priority to outspeed it. Since my team is fairly slow, like Serperior will outspeed it with a Scarf, but that's literally it. So I wanted to make sure I had some form of priority, and this is going to be the main win con of the entire game. The 52 into Spadef helps with, I believe, Moonblast from Tapu Fini. I believe that avoids me getting 2 hit KO'd from it. I believe it does something along those lines. So with this set, another really big check to this thing is Amoonguss. I also EV'd this thing to never have Amoonguss break my sub with Foul Play from neutral. So if I substitute up on him, if he goes for Foul Play as I click sub, it won't break my sub. I Dragon Dance, he Foul Plays, then it breaks it. So I can get up a +1 in front of that thing pretty much for free, and Clear Smog never breaks my substitute. So he can't just get rid of my boosts. So, because Amoonguss is a pretty big threat, and if you notice he actually doesn't have a dark type on his team, Mesprit is going to have a field day. This is going to be my main Amoonguss switch in. Mono Psychic is literally all I need with the Choice Specs and Sleep Talk. If he is Spore, even with Misty Terrain, I can be put to sleep because I am levitating. So, if he puts me to sleep, I click Sleep Talk and I get off a massive chunk of damage. This Pokemon does 50% to literally everything on his entire draft, and Oko's his more offensive mons. So Kyurem, it does 50% minimum to. Rhyperior, Psychic does 50% minimum to. Mienshao at Okos. Tapu Fini at 2 at KOs. Electros, it gets 2 shot by Psy Shock. And then I'm outspeeding, I believe I'm outspeeding Rhyperior. Can't remember what it is. It's also some speed invested Finny. If he wants to run like not a timid max speed set, I could outspeed that as well. Very, very, very good Pokemon in this matchup. It's a fantastic wall breaker, which is even better, but it overall just punches a hole that I need, and it forces him to sack something off, which is huge. Another thing that he doesn't have really good switch-ins to is actually my Superior. So this set I went through a bunch of changes with, and I just changed it like 2 minutes ago, and I need to change it before we battle. He doesn't have good answers to this. I outspeed Espeon with this set. Leaf Storm, Dragon Pulse, Leech Seed, and Defog. Defog is there just in case rocks are a big issue for my Darmanitan in the back. But that's literally the only reason why I would ever click Defog. Everything else, I click Leaf Storm, and if his Kyurem isn't super bulky, I click Leaf Storm, he takes rocks, he gets knocked out by Z Dragon Pulse. It does about 60% minimum at +2, which is amazing. I also have avoided a 2-hit KO from Tapu Fini's Moonblast with this amount of HP investment. I also avoided a one-shot from Choice Scarfed Mienshao's High Jump Kick. So, as long as I'm at full HP, I can go ahead and I can live that guaranteed. This is also going to be a pretty big check to Mienshao. So his team also lacks reliable recovery on a lot of his walls. Like, so Audino has Wish Pass, but aside from that, Tapu Fini doesn't have anything. Rhyperior doesn't have anything. Kyurem has Roost. Espeon has Wish Pass, and Arcanine has Morning Sun. But Amoonguss does get Synthesis, I believe, but Regenerator is pretty passive on that. So, really easy thing that I can do if he does bring Amoonguss. If I drop this thing in, if he doesn't want Kyurem to be his main switch in and he wants Amoonguss to be his main switch in, I can predict that almost every single time, drop in my Mesprit and claim a kill. And that's really, really nice. So this thing, it does really good work as a killer. It also does really good work as a bait and switch mon. So I really like that. So I have the really good offense that I need, and I kind of sort of need a defensive backbone. That's going to be this bad guy. Taunt is there because I outspeed Rhyperior. If he leads off with that, I can taunt him. I can click Heavy Slam, and then I can try to weaken him down a little bit. I do tank 2 Earthquakes from max attack, I believe Jolly, not Adamant. Rhyperior, I might take it from Adamant. I'm not 100% sure. I'll need to recount that. And this gives me my rocker. It also helps out with things like Amoonguss. I can taunt the Amoonguss, prevent him from going for Spores if he doesn't have the Misty Terrain up. But this is also going to be my main Mega Arrow check. It's also a really good Kyurem check. It's also a somewhat decent Mienshao check because of Heavy Slam doing over 50%, putting it right in range of Extreme Speed. It makes it pretty nice. But yeah, it's really cool. And a few of the mocks that I did, Superior just sat on the field the entire time with Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff is massive this game. I have the competitive ability for a pretty good reason that I will talk about here in a minute, but Max Spadef helps take on Kyurem, helps take on Espeon, helps take on Tapu Fini as well. I can switch on every single one of those, Wish, Protect, and I can get in one of my more offensive threats for free because, as you can see, 165 when this thing is 247. I'm going to be passing 123 point wishes. I'm going to be passing almost a full HP to this and almost a full HP to this and a lot to this as well. Almost half to this and almost full to this. So it's going to be passing absolutely massive wishes to the entire team, which is huge. Since everything is so bulky, it's able to tank most hits, tank the hit, get up to a really good amount of HP, force the switch out. I'm really happy with Wigglytuff. I have competitive for a few different reasons. One, Kyurem, this actually did come in handy with the mocks. 1v1ing Kyurem is kind of a little problematic. However, I can do it because his best way to hit me is Flash Cannon and or Ice Beam. Ice Beam actually does like 30% give or take, so I can actually 1v1 those, Wish Protect up on them. Dazzling Gleam does about 40% to them. So what I do is I click Wish Protect, I wait for him to run out of Ice Beams, and then if he's clicking Flash Cannon, I can tank 2 of them as long as he's not Choice Specs or Life Orbed. And if he is Life Orbed, then Dazzling Gleam does a lot more to him because he won't be bulky. And that means that my Superior has a much more fun time. And then eventually he will get a Spadef drop. Whenever he gets a Spadef drop, I go ahead and I get the +2 in special attack, and then I Oko him. So it's a really big key play. Along with Defog from Tapu Fini, I can switch this in on a Defog from Tapu Fini, drop this Pokemon in, and now I have a pretty hard hitting Pokemon with 205 base special attack. If you look, it's actually stronger than the Mesprit that I'm bringing, as well as the Superior. So it's going to be doing a lot of damage to his entire team. I have Hyper Voice. It helps a few different things. One, it helps me hit a Mungus for neutral damage. It also helps out with any sub shenanigans he could have going on. Like if he wants to bring Subcoil Electros, I have run that in the past. If he wants to bring Subroost Kyurem, Dazzling Gleam does break the sub all the time, guaranteed. But Hyper Voice also hits him behind a sub if he knows that, like, if he knows he's going to outspeed me and I've only revealed Dazzling Gleam, I can actually hit him behind a sub whenever he's weak enough, and then I can kill him from behind a sub. So this Pokemon, it comes in so clutch this game. In all of my mocks, Wigglytuff, it just sat on the field. And if Zygarde doesn't get the kills that I want it to, if Mesprit isn't on the thumbnail, then my boy Wigglytuff is going to be on the field. Shout out to my boy Nate. So another big issue to this team, as I've said before, is a Mungus, so I have to bring my Darmanitan. I'm bringing Choice Scarf Darmanitan, enough speed to speed tie with Choice Scarf Kyurem if I need to, and I have enough attack investment to be able to Oko and 2 KO pretty much everything on his entire team that is not named Rhyperior. Late game, if he doesn't have much left, this thing just cleans up clicking Flare Blitz. If he doesn't bring Flash Fire Arcanine, even Arcanine takes a lot after Stealth Rocks, and it doesn't want to take repeated Rock Slides. So very, very, very good late game cleaner in this game. And his Tapu Fini is extremely pressured by literally everything on my entire team. Tapu Fini is going to be his main switch in, so weakening it for my Darmanitan potential late game sweep or for my Zygarde setup sweep is very, very nice. So that is the team. I'm super excited to play Sacred. It's been a long time that I've been watching him, so I'm really excited for this. But guys, with that, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye bye.